When you go shop for a fillet steak, we're gonna want to pay attention. The fillet is a large piece, there's a thin bit in the end, there's a part, what we call the head, which is a little bit tough. We are looking for center cut, and that is exactly what we have. They'll call it Chateaubriand as well. It's a really nice big piece, about 500 to 600 grams. Should be more than enough for 3 to 4 persons when you're cooking. And I like to keep it as a whole. When we roast it all around and we cook it to perfection in the middle, once it's rested, then we carve it open. It's gonna be beautiful and pink. We'll add a pinch of seasoning to that, but it's gonna be the star of the dish without a doubt. A drop of oil all the way around. And a good pinch of seasoning. Be mindful where you put it, making sure that you cover all the areas. This is a large piece. We want to make sure that we touch it with salt on all the sides. Even a bit on the edges. Making sure everything is evenly seasoned. Nice bit of black pepper. Nice and even all around. Also the sides. Want to be generous with this. On the bottom. Tiny touch more. And that is great. So we'll have our medium skillet. We'll place it over heat. Heat it up nicely. Start searing the outside of the beef. Then we're going to add the butter, the garlic, the rosemary. We'll remove the meat. We're going to reduce our sauce in there. Going to add a little drop of oil. And we're going to add our fillet steak. Want to be careful that we don't burn it. We want to make sure that we cook it evenly on all the sides. And it's about 2 turns, 3 sides to get it coated evenly. But we also want to sear it on the top end. When you look at that, that is beautiful. Gonna reduce the heat a little bit. So when we add the butter, it's not gonna burn right away. We want to be gentle because butter can burn easily. When the heat is too high, it's gonna make a mess. Beautiful on these top ends as well. Get that roasting going on all the sides. And there we're playing with the heat. I'm taking it off and putting it on the side. I'm managing. I'm making sure that I'm not burning anything. We don't want the pepper to burn. We don't want the steak to get too dark. We want to make sure that it keeps roasting though. Otherwise it starts boiling in its own juices. Gonna add a nice spoon of butter. That's also gonna form the base of our sauce. All the roasting flavors are in there. Once we move it around, we'll add the garlic and the rosemary just at the end because we don't want it to burn. We don't want to lose the freshness of those aromatics. And the chef's favorite trick, basking the meat. Making sure that the butter covers all sides. It's a beautiful glaze all around. Gonna add our garlic cloves, rosemary. Give it a gentle stir. Make sure that we spread all that flavor all around the meat. And you can really smell it. The kitchen is filling up with this unbelievable aroma of rosemary, garlic, butter, meat sauces. This is really where I'm living for. This is why I become a chef. This is why I love to cook. As you guys are used to by now, we're going to insert a temperature probe. Perfect in the middle. All the way through. And we're going to start cooking the meat in the oven. It's going to take probably about 12 to 16 minutes to get this done, but it all depends on the size of your steak and your oven. So we're just going to concentrate on the core temperature. It's about 20 degrees now on here. We're going to put it in. We're going to slowly bring it up till about 40. Turn it over. Make sure that all the sides cook evenly. Let it rest. Bring it to that final point, 58 degrees. Once again, that's what we're looking for. I'll give it a quick turn so that all the sides cook evenly and give it another few minutes in the oven. We're gonna give it just a few minutes outside the oven because the fillet steak is so thick. It really takes time for the heat to transfer all the way to the middle, and we don't want to leave it too long in the oven because the outside might get a bit dry. So we'll take it out, give it a little rest halfway, and then we'll put it back in the oven and we'll get those final degrees climbing up. I'm gonna do one more check on the meat. We're at 51 degrees. I want to give it one more rest, giving the time for that heat to transfer slowly to the inside. And that's it, we're at the perfect temperature, it's 55 degrees. I'm gonna take it out of the oven, let those last 3 degrees just slowly creep up whilst it's resting, and we're gonna be finishing off. That's where we're at, 55. You will see slowly the heat will come up. It's gonna be a beautiful 58 degree. We're gonna rest that meat real nicely, and when we carve into it, it's gonna be perfection. And look at that. That is cooked till perfection. Absolutely gorgeous. I can do this, but you can do this too. If you follow the steps that I've showed you, if you take the time to cook it all the way through, you're gonna end up with a piece of fillet steak that is cooked at 3 Michelin star standards, and nobody will know the difference between you or Gordon Ramsay when he cuts open the steak.